What advice would you give young women aspiring to enter the field of neurology? Obviously, we still, unfortunately, have a shortage of neurologists across the board globally right now. But what advice would you give to young women entering the field right now? Talk a little bit about the advice and as well as just navigating some of the challenges that we previously discussed.
Well, I think one of the most important things, and I think you've heard already some comments, is that you have to have a strategic plan. You have to have that personal strategic plan. You need to know what your goals are in the next year and what your goals are in the next 2 to 5 years. And you need to write them down. They need to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. And you need to review them frequently, not just when you meet with your chair, but periodically you need to think about it. And the goals need to align with your values. If you are wanting to spend time with your family, if you are needing to spend time in your own personal wellness through exercise or meditation, you need to schedule time on your calendar for those things. So I always put workout on my calendar, and my secretary cannot schedule meetings during that time. And if I don't do that, then meetings get scheduled. So those are the ways to try, just a practical example of how you can look at your strategic plan, know where you want to go, and then, be very intentional about implementing time to meet those goals.
One of the things I advise the younger medical students when they are interested in a career in neurology, aside from for the career elements, I think it's important to think about being part of national organizations like the AAN. I think that's something I hadn't done as early as I probably would have wanted to. Ultimately, I was part of the diversity leadership program, which was really instrumental in expanding my network. I still keep in touch with Dr. Smeichel, who oversees that program. And there were other colleagues that I met as part of that. So that really helped to expand my network as far as the American Academy of Neurology. And I think that that's something that I didn't think about at the beginning. I was really focused on my institution and seeing patients, et cetera. And so I think starting to think outside the box as early as possible, becoming a medical student member is free, for instance. So that's something I advise even medical students and certainly residents to think about ahead of time.
Yeah, that's really great advice. And I think, outside of the AAN and the ANA, the larger organization, what I found really helpful is to also within your subspecialty, purposefully join some smaller organization where there might be smaller working groups, where maybe younger people can have a bigger voice and really feel at home, makes a huge difference. And then one other word that I wanted to bring up is I think we really need to know as women in neurology that we can be very confident when we're looking for a first job or even a second job. People need us. So what I need to see women do is really plan out how they see their perfect job. And I don't mean salary right now. I just mean, how do you want to spend your time? And I think if you can express eloquently to your chair, and Dr. Jackson would know that better than I'd be here, but express what it is that makes you happy. Because if you're happy in your practice, you'll be a better doctor, you'll be a happier colleague. And I sometimes miss that in applicants that, they wait until I tell them where I want them, but I really want them to tell me, I would like to attend the EMU 5 weeks of the year. I love the EMU or, whatnot. I think that's very important. We don't have enough neurologists. We don't have enough subspecialties, and most people would be delighted to hire you. So bring forward your plan as to your ideal position.
Yeah, I'll put in a plug too. There's a Women in Academic Neurology Toolkit on the AAN.com website. And in that toolkit, it's not just for academic neurologists. There's, papers and articles and information about negotiation, about leadership skills, about imposter syndrome, about communication skills. So I think my other advice, and Marie is the poster child for this, is to get leadership training. And if you don't enroll in a formal course, through either something through your institution or or a subspecialty organization, the AAN, then do it on your own. Investing in yourself is really, really important. And I don't think we are taught growing up very well to be confident in negotiation. And I completely agree with you, Vanessa, that you need to tell your chair what you enjoy and what you want and what your goals are.